Wiggins is out there with Powell. Then it's Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Mitchell in at the point guard position. And for the Wizards, Sarr out there with Riley. Then it's Coulibaly. Then it's Johnson. And it's Young in at the 1. These teams are getting a double dose of each other, GA. How do you see these games playing out?
Well, oftentimes the team that wins the first one drops the second. I don't know why, but it seems that's the case more often than not.
Outside, Adebayo. Pass to Hero. For the 3, cans it from downtown. Hero's got his team on the board to start the game for the Heat.
And look at how confident Hero is from range. He'll take that shot whenever possible.
Young left side. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
A flashy play by Hero off the drive, turning his speed into airtime for a dunk.
Johnson outside. Shoots over Hero. No one on him, and he makes the easy one.
Oh, phenomenal work right there. There's times, boy, he can be tough to check.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Wiggins. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell.
Well, how about the aggressiveness of Andrew Wiggins? So good at fighting through the contact, taking the challenge of the defense. That's beautiful.
Here's Coulibaly. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Sarr with a screen on Powell. 4 on the shot clock. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Johnson for 3. Rebound by the Heat. Last time they met was in Miami.
And they did win that last game in this matchup, and it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
Wiggins from outside. It's rebounded by Coulibaly.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Sarr sets the screen for Coulibaly. Sarr gets the bucket.
This is why you involve the big man Sarr in pick and roll. He understands how to take advantage.
Wiggins outside. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Powell. Hero from long range. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Now, of course, he's not always the most efficient player, but Coulibaly is electric.
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. One of the most explosive leapers in the league right now. He can rise and finish with the best of them. Listen, we'll give the efficiency some time because he's got skill.
And Miami has possession after the basket by Washington. Back to Hero from deep. And Sarr pulls it down. The Wizards with the lead. Pass to Coulibaly. Sarr with it. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Here's Johnson, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here's Powell. Still yet to score. Hero passes to Adebayo. An easy 2 points on the layup.
This is how Adebayo typically gets his points. Off the roll, off the lob, or off the glass.
Pass to Sarr. Johnson against Hero. Lets it go with the 3. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field. Here's Mitchell. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. It's Powell on the wing. Johnson against Hero. And the basket is good. Hero's got 7.
Boy, this guy has been absolutely outstanding this quarter. You love what he's doing out there right now.
Sarr with a screen on Powell. Pass to Johnson. He's looking for Sarr and finds him.
It's almost too easy for the rookie. Sarr, he just pops up and finishes off that lob.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
A bit ago, Brian Keefe and I were able to chat. Coach brought up the challenges that Bam Adebayo poses on both ends. He told me offensively, Bam doesn't force much. He gets his points within the flow of the offense. He's a great finisher and facilitator. And defensively, he can guard anybody. He might be the most versatile defender in the league. Kevin, back to you.
Allie, thank you so much. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that have been the top offensive squad since the All-Star break. The Heat third.
And as we get to the stretch run of this season, it seems their offense has improved. I mean, they're really getting comfortable with one another, and their production has also increased.
Riley against Wiggins.
Bam Adebayo. First personal foul.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Wizards.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And that one misses. And this is the second full season for Brian Keefe as head coach of the Wizards.
Even in a rebuild, setting culture matters. Keefe's approach, accountability, teaching, and no shortcuts.
Jaime Jaquez, he's checked in for the Heat. So he comes up empty at the line. Miami's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Adebayo against Song. Powell for 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And coming into that one, looking to be competitive, but the disparity in talent, just too great.
You have the sense that they expected that result. Once they dug themselves into a hole, I thought they let go of the rope.
Now here's Powell. No scoring in this one. And a wide open look for Hero. Drains it from beyond the arc.
He is getting it done on the offensive end. 5 buckets through 7 shots.
Pass to Riley. Back to Young. Here's the teardrop. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
When you watch Young, there's that courage to his game.
Hero passes to Adebayo. Off target with his 3. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Washington Wizards. From 11 feet away, Norman Powell with the rebound. He'd have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Inside. Jaquez outside. Hero scanning the floor. From outside, off the mark. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Sarr finds Young. There's a screen. Puts up a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. To the middle. Wiggins in the post. Johnson on him. Hero from long range. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hero's got 16 points.
And this is why many are high on Hero. Possesses ability to kick it up a notch and just take over.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
Now is the time. Get well and go.
And change here. Larson's checked in. Now, Sar. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Johnson. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. He's got 9.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Larson. His last outing, he had 18 points. Here's Hero. Riley grabs the miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Young finds Koulibaly. Here is Riley. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. 6 to shoot. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Hero. Averaging 21 points per game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Even if you key in on him all game, he still finds a way to get his numbers.
Right, the skill, the awareness, the physical ability, it's all there. And that's what makes this guy so hard to check.
Outside, Hero. Adebayo the screen. Here's Hackett. Again, the miss by the Heat. Washington trailing. Young outside. Pass to Champagny. Hackett with the steal. Down low. Here's Wiggins. And the shot goes down. Wiggins has got his second basket.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Heat.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
And that one falls for Johnson. Here's Jonas. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Adebayo. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Pass to Champagny. Now here's Johnson. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Powell. And Ware pulls it down.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Outside, Adebayo. Pass to Powell. Over in the corner, Jaquez. And a miss there on the triple. Washington's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's Vukcevic. He's guarded by Adebayo. Here's Vukcevic. Young, right side. The 3. And Ware pulls it down. Outside, Adebayo. On the wing, Hackett. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Wizards. Trailing by 2. Pass to Champagny. Screen by Young. A 3-ball. Shot by Champagny, no good. The Heat shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Washington's shooting has been tremendous early. Their offense looking primed and ready for this matchup. Back to Young. The three. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Now, how about this? He cannot find his rhythm in this period. This has been tough sledding.
Jaquez outside. Adebayo with the screen for Jaquez. Pass to Ware. And here's Adebayo. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And you watch Adebayo. He really has everything you could ask for from that 4-5 position. Not a stretch big per se, and that's partly why he shoots such a high percentage.
And he makes the first.
And attitude plays such a big role in Adebayo's game. This guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Gill is checked in for Song. Hardy comes in for Johnson. And Carlton Carrington subbed in for Young. Heat also with the sub. Larson's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Wizards trail by 5. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And here's Hardy. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Can they get it? And it's Miami with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
I'll tell you this, if you're going to allow your opponent to make that many shots, you have got to be as solid on the offensive end, and clearly they were not.
Tyler Hero has been leading the charge for the Heat. He went on an aerial 3-point display, drilling 4 long balls in just the 1 quarter alone. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you guys from the Heat in this one?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
We've got Gill. Carlton Carrington is out there with Hardy. And it's Vukcevic in at center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Here's Yaka Jonas. Where, no good. Wizards trail by 6. Gill the pass to Hardy. Pass to Gill. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Wow, it's exactly how you lead someone with the pass. Beautifully done.
Here's Ware, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, you cannot put it in a much better spot than that. Wow.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Gill misses. Miami leading by 6. Jaquez outside. Powell outside. Jaquez sets a screen for Powell. The Heat need to get a shot off. Here's Larson. And there's another one for the Heat.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
With the crossover, and the layup is up and in. Shanbenny's got his first points of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And so Powell will bring it up for the Miami Heat. 6-point game. Greg, you think about the value of those sage veterans on a team, guys that have been around the block, played a lot of years. Why are they so important?
Well, a lot of times they'll echo the message of the head coach. And I tell you what, it's also, as a coach, you love having those veteran players because you can trust what they're going to do on the floor. That consistency is really important, not just for the coaches, but the teammates.
Pass to Hardy. They set the screen. Shoots over Jonas. Hardy, no good. Miami leading by 6. To the paint. Here's Hockey. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
The Heat have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
Timeout on the floor.
Washington making some changes. Riley is checked in for Gill. Koulibaly comes in for Hardy. Young is subbed in for Carlton Carrington. Mitchell, he's checked in for Miami. The free throw drops for Hawkins. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Pass to Riley. Back to Young. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound by the Heat. Ware's got his 6th rebound on the night. Now here's Mitchell. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Boston.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was. That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave, no doubt.
Young outside. Here's the 3. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Boy, this guy has not had a great night, and it really has weighed the entire team down.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Here's Champagnie. Pass to Riley. Now, here is Young. Koulibaly with a screen on Mitchell. Now, Koulibaly. Paxton coming off the assist from Young.
Inside the lane is exactly where Koulibaly likes to operate.
Here's Larson. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
Oh, you can see he's kicking himself for missing that open mid-range. That's right in his wheelhouse.
And now, Allie Laporte says something for us from the sideline.
Hey guys, Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles. Bam said, I want to be number 1 in some, if not all of these categories. I just have to keep improving and keep chipping away. And then it's just focusing on getting these wins. Kevin, back to you.
Good priority. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Stars checked in for Washington. The Heat leading by 6. Powell with it. He has yet to score. And with a quick break on the court, we've got some time to show you the list of the top rookie shot blockers over the course of the last month. Well, you look at Ware, 5th in the league and patrolling the paint.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
Free throw good. Adebayo. Wizards making a switch here. Champagnie's checked in. And Adebayo drops them both. Wizards trail by 8. Now Young. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. Heroes checked in for Miami. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Timeout on the floor.
Now, here's a look at the last few months of assist numbers for Davion Mitchell.
He hasn't been nearly as effective a passer these past few months, and that's unfortunate because when he's passing it well and the assists are coming, he is a much more complete player. It's something he has to be thinking about.
Here's Koulibaly. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. Wizards passing it around. Shot clock at 6. Here's Young. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Young's got his third basket of the night right there.
And we tend to focus on the outside shooting with Young, but his in-between game is just as lethal.
And they call an illegal screen here.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Norman Powell. He's definitely been getting it done since the All-Star break. Putting up about 18 points per, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right, he can do a little bit of everything for this team, and it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
Pass to Riley. Now Sarr. He's guarded by Adebayo. Sarr's shot is off. Miami leading by 6. Mitchell outside. Riley against Adebayo. Here's Hero. Mitchell outside. Launches a 3. Riley grabs the miss.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Pass to Koulibaly. Now Sarr. Back to Koulibaly. Inside. Sarr in the post. He's defended by Ware. Sarr gets the bucket.
Letting the big man Sarr go to work inside. I like seeing him being aggressive down low.
Back to Mitchell. Has to Ware. Now Hero from outside the arc. Miami no good on that time either.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And here's Adebayo. Covered by Sarr. Powell kicks to Hero. For the 3. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
Young pass to Champagny. Pass to Sarr. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Sarr's got 4 points this quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Powell outside. Off target from 3-point range.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
A 3-pointer is right on target.
Bang, bang. Doesn't get much simpler than that.
Has to Ware. And here's Adebayo. Now, here's Mitchell. Launches it. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo.
3-point.
Adebayo's got 3 assists now in this one. Young outside. Back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly with a screen on Adebayo. Here's Sarr. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Johnson, he's checked in for Washington. And Miami also making a switch. Larson's checked in. And here are the Heat now. Pass to Adebayo. Outside, Hero. Just 5 on the clock. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Hero's got 5 points now in the quarter.
What a read by Hero. He knew the pick and roll would give him some options.
Now, Coulibaly. Young sets a screen for Coulibaly. Pass to Johnson. Back to Coulibaly. Oh, good on the triple. And it's Adebayo with the ball for the Heat. 3-point lead. Here's Larson. Now, here's Adebayo. Covered by Sarr. Adebayo with the bucket. Adebayo's got 11 points.
And he just battles hard in the post. Bam doesn't need a clean look to convert from that range.
Pass to Riley. Now Johnson.
2 minutes remaining.
It's over Hero. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Mitchell, defended by Young. Here's the screen. Here's Hero. Now Adebayo. Riley covering. Mitchell wide open. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet.
3-point field goal.
Adebayo's got 4 assists in the game. Pass to Riley. Back to Young to end the run. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Outside, Hero. Mitchell outside. And here's Adebayo. Riley covering. Here's Larson. And it's off from 3-point range. Wizards trail by 8. Pass to Young. Johnson dishes to Young. Back to Johnson. Fires for 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Ware's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. For 3, Mitchell. They grab their own miss. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Good on the triple. And now an 11-point Miami lead.
For a guy who's known for his perimeter shooting, that is a great look.
Pass to Johnson. 16 seconds left in the second quarter. Down low, stolen. Adebayo, high post. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Adebayo's got the lead up to 13 now for Miami. Here's Riley. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough catch here. And so it's the Miami Heat. 13 points up at the end of the period. What sparked a fantastic night from long range so far. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with Coach Eric Spoelstra. And, Coach, what, if anything, do you think your team could improve on?
Well, the fact that, we had some open shots, so we missed them. We just have to stay the course. We're expecting a big burst from them in this building. We got to be stable all the way through.
You hope they start to fall. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in just a moment.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race. How are you guys feeling about the conferences now? Relevant? Irrelevant?
You know what? That's not a bad rapper name. Irrelevant.
That's kind of ironic. I like that. That could be my rapper name.
Hey, Ernie. Yeah, we could be a duo. You could be irrelevant. I could be iconic with the K.
Iconic Kenny. Now that's ironic.
And now how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Heat.
They're completely in sync. It's like bees hive mind out there. Hear him, Kenny? Bzz.
Yeah, great passing, but much better in your bubble pressure.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We're seeing a tremendous game here from Tyler Hero.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
Wizards trail by 13. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. They've got Norman Powell, Tyler Hero out there with Mitchell. Then it's Wiggins, and it's Adebayo in at the 5. Johnson against Hero. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Wizards shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And that one falls for Johnson. So Johnson hits 2 of them.
Boy, when you watch this guy shoot free throws, you can see very repeatable motion, and that is what leads to this kind of consistency.
Powell for 3. Rebound, Washington. Johnson surveying the floor. From the arc, Norman Powell with the rebound. The Heat leading by 11. Adebayo finds Hero. Over Johnson. Shots good by Hero. Hero's got 23.
Oh, and the touch on the interior. Hero can hit jumpers as well as capitalize in close.
Bounce pass Young. Here's Johnson. The rebound by Tyler Hero. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. This is the most they've led by 13 points. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the teams that have been money from the foul line since the All-Star break. The Heat in 5th.
They are really dialed in at the line, especially since the break. I mean, really shooting an impressive percentage from the line.
That one is off. And he sinks the second. Wizards trail by 14. Pass to Riley. Koulibaly against Powell. Koulibaly with it. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson for 3. And again, Washington no good.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
The shot by Powell, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Riley kicks to Johnson. Young looking around. To the right side. Here's Riley with the putback. And Johnson is right there. Johnson's got 16 points.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Mitchell outside. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Here's Hero. Here's Adebayo. Johnson with the block. Riley against Hero. Riley passes it to Young. And it's good. 2 points. 8 points for him.
Oh, crafty move there by Young, finessing his way around the contact.
Pass to Adebayo. And here is Hero. He's got 23. Offline with his 3. Now Sar. Young inside. Adebayo on him. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Young. Outside, Hero. Powell for 3. Miami no good on that time either.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Pass to Johnson. And stolen by Wiggins. All alone, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
Well, a spectacular athlete is Andrew Wiggins, and when he's got a chance to get in space and transition, forget about it.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
And a chance to check out the numbers for Young. He's around 18 points per game, and with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
Wizards trail by 10. Pass to Riley. Now Koulibaly. Sar with a screen on Powell. It's good. Koulibaly's got 6.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Powell feeling it out a bit. Now Hero. In the corner, it's Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from the wing. And he hits the jump shot. Wiggins has got 4 points this quarter.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Johnson up top. He's covered by Hero. Johnson against Hero. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks. Trae Young is getting recognition for his playmaking. He said, "I've been top 5 in assists since I've been in this league, but I've been able to score so easily. People consider that selfish at times. I'm not even worrying about what people got to say. I know what I do." Guys, back to you.
Yeah, tuning out the noise. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Here's Young. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. He's got 12.
Listen, he's carrying his own weight. There's no doubt. But it is very hard to win a basketball game by yourself.
Powell kicks to Mitchell. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Hero, no good.
In the first half, he was on fire from range, but he hasn't knocked one down since.
That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Riley.
Boy, how about that pass? He put it right where it needed to be.
Outside, Hero. Mitchell passes to Wiggins. Mitchell sends the screen for Wiggins. Back to Mitchell. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Assist from
Mitchell's got 11 points.
Boy, creating opportunities at point-blank range. This is exactly what you want.
The number 1 overall pick back in 2014, Andrew Wiggins. Certainly capable.
Elite length and athleticism. His shot creation is more good than great. He has that 2022 All-Star nod to his credit, and of course, a championship from that same season.
Oh, good contest and the board. They're going to show that in the video, folks. That is too good.
Riley kicks to Young. Pass to Riley. Back to Young. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Heat. Powell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Wiggins. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Heat lead by 9.
Well, a case where he dominates in close, but Wiggins so versatile on offense.
Stolen by Mitchell. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. All going up court. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Boy, he couldn't have asked for a better look. That's tough to take.
Johnson kicks to Young. Pass to Riley. Here's Koulibaly. Guarded by Powell. Here is Riley. Shot clock at 5. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Wiggins. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. I'm breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Heat.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Carlton Carrington's checked in for Young. Free throw good, Wiggins.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
Pass to Riley. Now Koulibaly. Three-pointer. And it's Miami with the rebound. It's Powell on the wing. Is outside. Pass to Hero. Adebayo with the screen on Riley. Hero. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Hero's got the lead up to 14 now for the Heat.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And the basket by Johnson.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Powell outside. Pass to Hero. For 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Sarr's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Boy, with his size, it can almost look too easy for Alex Sarr at times.
Powell left side. Back to Hero. Outside, Adebayo. Is outside, takes a 3. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Miami leading by 10. Hero passes to Powell. Higgins outside. Over in the corner, Hawkins. That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins. And it's 6 points for Jaime Hawkins. Pass to Riley. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound by the Heat. Heroes got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Hawkins outside. And here's Adebayo. The jump hook. Again, the Heat good for 2.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to Riley. Now Sarr. He's guarded by Adebayo. The 9-foot shot. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. So both teams making some changes here. Boy, 3 games left until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the East will look. Look at the Heat. They're 10th in the conference, still looking to claim a spot for the playoffs. And, of course, the Wizards. Right now, they're 5 spots below them.
And, you know, for the Wizards, their inconsistency has kept them from climbing into the playoff picture. They're still not completely out of it, but with roughly a month to go, it's put up or shut up.
Larson with the bucket. Larson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Just love the unselfishness there. Keep the ball moving. Good things happen.
Young against Mitchell. On the lane, Carrington. Still scoreless. The 3. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Pass to Powell. There's the triple. And Vucevic pulls it down. Young against Powell. Here's Vucevic. Here's Champagnie. Off target with his 3. And so it's the Miami Heat. Their lead at 15 going into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Carlton Carrington is out there with Young. Then there's Gill. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Here's Hawkins. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Heat lead by 17.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Gill. Pass to Young. Into the lane. Here's Carrington. The basket good. Off the assist from Young.
Oh, Bob Carrington showing off his skills from distance. That's a nice bucket.
About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Mitchell finds Ware. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Larson. Hawkins outside. Wants to get it to Adebayo and does. Misses the baby hook. Wizards trail by 14. To the middle. Here's Carrington. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Pass to Mitchell. The tray. And Vucevic pulls it down. Young against Mitchell. The three. Offensive rebound. Here's Champagnie. The three-pointer, no good. The Heat leading by 14. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Back to Adebayo. Is with a wide-open look. No good with the triple.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Gill. He's defended by Ware. Bucket is good.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Carrington. From deep three-point land. It's hauled in by the Heat. To the inside. Here's Adebayo. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Heat lead by 16.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Young in the corner. Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And that corner three isn't a huge part of Young's game, but his accuracy can make it work.
Here's Larson. Defended by Carrington. Ware kicks to Mitchell. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Back to Ware. Mitchell in the corner. Lets the three fly. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet. Adebayo's got assist number 5 here tonight. Young outside. Inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
I'll tell you, tough first half, puts it in the rear view. The shooting percentage starting to reflect that.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. He told his guys, quote, "Do not get complacent. No coasting to the finish line here. Stay on the gas, keep the energy up, and close it out." Coach doesn't just want them to hang on to this lead. He wants them to extend it.
All right, Allie, thank you so much for that. Here's Powell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ware, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Alex Song.
And you don't like to concede the free throws, but it's better than getting flushed on.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Here's Young. He goes up again. Johnson against Hero. Pass to Koulibaly. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Miami leading by 15. It's Powell on the wing. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Boy, you can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
Young outside. Here's the floater. Chalk up two there. Young's got 22 points.
And nice little floater right there. Give Young credit. He's developed the shots he needs to overcome his size limitation.
Powell for three. Rebound by the Wizards. Sarr's got 11 rebounds in the game.
You know, things haven't clicked for him offensively, but other guys around him, give them credit. They're filling in the gaps.
Johnson, the pass to Riley. Young with no one around. No good on the three.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think.
Goodness, Sarr is a different type of athlete.
I'd like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their Connected Cam. Heat leading by 13. Mitchell dishes to Ware. Hero from long range. Rebounded by the Wizards. Young's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Johnson in the corner. From deep. Buries it from three-point range. He's got 21.
Boy, that's his second three. First of this half, though.
Wiggins outside. Back to Mitchell. Powell kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Hero. Fires the three. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. And the Heat lead by 13.
He tore it up from downtown in the first half. Now hits this one. Dangerous shooter, guys.
Back to Young. Here's the three. The rebound by Tyler Hero. Hero's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now Wiggins from past the arc. The rebound by Young. Young's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Koulibaly finds Young. Sarr with it. Johnson for 3. Wiggins with the rebound. The Heat leading by 13. Ware passes to Mitchell. Wiggins sets a screen for Mitchell. Out to Powell. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. They set the pick. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, at some point you've got to realize there might be a better option standing next to you. This guy has not made one basket in this period.
Young for 3. Rebound by Mitchell.
You know, another 10-cup moment here because he continues to miss shot after shot from three-point range. This is not a fourth quarter he's going to want to remember.
Wiggins kicks to Powell. Fires the 3. Another miss by Powell.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Koulibaly, bounce pass. Here's Riley. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Adebayo is checked in for Khalil Ware. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Miami Heat. Powell outside. Wiggins kicks to Mitchell. Good ball movement here by Miami. Adebayo the screen. Hero from long range. Trae Young grabs the miss. Coulibaly against Powell. What a finesse finish on the lay-in.
Well, just a commitment to finishing the play. Even when the foul came, Coulibaly still playing through it.
Andrew Wiggins. First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Wizards, Coulibaly. Shooting one.
And so Hero will bring it up for Miami. Here's Adebayo. Pocket pass to the paint, and he punches it home.
And it's been an efficient game for Adebayo. He's done a nice job finding the hole in the defense.
Young, he gets it to go.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now Wiggins. Shoots it up. Can't get it to go. Wizards trail by 7. Young outside. Strong move off the glass.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Adebayo outside. Here's Hero for 3. Doesn't get that one.
I mean, I guess you can appreciate the confidence, but his three-point shooting has been brutal this half.
Now Young. Down low, gets it to go.
Incredible focus from Young. He just finds ways to get it done on aggressive defense.
Miami leading by 3. Now Powell launches it. Not that time. It won't go.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
And this game belongs to Young right now, and he is simply making everything.
Here's Hero. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Adebayo with a screen for Hero. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Young outside. To take the lead. Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. And that won't go. Missing the go-ahead basket. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Hero. And get the 3.
Boy, not looking sharp at all here in the second half, but it hasn't deterred him one bit.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Mitchell outside. Adebayo outside. There's the jumper. Nice one.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Outside Coulibaly to tie it up. Drained from outside.
Composure, poise, Coulibaly showing both those attributes.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Now, Hero. Mitchell outside. Fires away from outside. Got it to fall! It went down! He got it to fall!
He did it!
Down it goes at the buzzer. Boy, doesn't get any better than that.
You couldn't dream up a more dramatic finish. 3 points right as the buzzer sounds. This is a ball game people will be talking about for quite some time.
And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Allie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
Tyler, we know you are never shy. What gives you that confidence to let it fly when the pressure is on?
I like taking the big shot. My teammates, my coaches, they all trust me, put me in the right spots, and sometimes I make a couple big shots here and there.
Well, you give them a reason to trust as well. Congratulations.
And as always, Allie, thank you so much. And that about wraps it up. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Bam Adebayo.